Hello and welcome to this new video I've nicely called Multiplayer with Randoms. Obviously I do the Multiplayer Championship where I am plumb last week on week. I am at least consistent. But what I decided to do was I got a little bit of time to play the game and I thought I'd try the multiplayer with just other people who I have no idea who they are. It was interesting with this particular chap. He was a pretty fair racer, and you'll see in a minute he gets past me. I did get knocked up the back, that's why I turned the damage on, because I get knocked by him kind of twice. I make a mistake, and then in a little while he gets past me, and again, just like everyone else, ends up being a lot quicker. Now the difference here is it's a 5-lap race as opposed to the sort of the 50% race distance I do in the championship. So it doesn't matter too much, you know, you're out of the game and into another one in a relatively quick time. I do, I have to confess, in a minute, ram him as well. When he overtakes me, it's again in the braking zone, doesn't stop in time, and I have a collision. But he'd hit me twice. I guess it's only fair. It's almost, I think, expected in multiplayer racing, and that's not condoning it, but it is kind of a very poor excuse. So here we go. I'm coming down to the the last corner, and just unable to stop. But it doesn't really affect either of our kind of races, and actually, because of it being the lobby that it is, although there is a little damage that can be had, it doesn't really do much. So here you can see I've put the end of this particular race in. I didn't do the whole race. I'm about 15 seconds down on him. So he overtook me there, and over 5 laps was able to get 15 seconds ahead. So I wasn't lapped, which is nice. It's unusual. But he was definitely much quicker than I was. So I get second out of 2. I won't blow my trumpet too much. But, you know, Jensen there giving the old, yes, I've completed this. So there you can see I'm 15 seconds behind. So a race now in Italy. There's about 6 people. I get a drive through at the beginning because I do just jump the start. It wasn't a deliberate, I wasn't trying to be that racer. I just thought I saw the lights go and I just went and got a stop-go penalty. So I get a little knock there. Someone gets spun off. It's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. But again, people are driving hard. People don't seem to be ramming how I expected them to be. I thought it was a lot more of a dodge and fest than it eventually turned out to be. It did seem to be fairly reasonable racing. They were saying that 2 people having a collision. I get a corner cutting for going completely wide off line, but I don't think I destroy my race too much. So while I make it up to second, I do have to take the sort of stop-go penalty. So coming around now for the last lap of this race, I am down 5th of 6th. I can't remember. Oh no, yes, I can see on the minimap 6th is still racing. So there is the sort of the full starting lineup still going. But he is again eventually much quicker than I am. And what this is going to show you is where I get overtaken to again finish last. As with the other multiplayer championship, when we did the with my Italy video there, with the Monza video, you can see that in the straight line I'm not necessarily the quickest anyway because of the setups I choose, but also here just the corners is where you can see the gap that he's created. The corners is really where you make speed up. It's not actually about the straight line. It's about how quickly and how well you can drive through the corners, which I guess is obvious to most people who've played racing games for years or watch any sort of level of Formula 1. But actually it's sometimes worth noting that these kind of things are not just about giving you sort of no downforce to get you the fastest around the track. You've got to also be able to make the corners. You've got to make them very quickly. You've got to be able to make it work for you. And whatever setup you choose, you've got to be able to make that race happen. It's got to be every aspect of that race. Again, I know I'm sort of essentially saying what most people already know, But if you're new to racing, if this is the sort of maybe an introductory video for you into the world of Formula 1 2016 as a game, Formula 1 in general, or racing games in general, it's not just about the power that you have behind the car, it's about every sort of aspect of the track. So the straights you do need to be quick, but the corners you also need to be quick. With Formula 1, one of the other factors is tyre wear. The longer the race that you do, and if you have tyre wear set to be kind of realistic or simulated, your lap times are going to get affected for the longer that you race. The more you're racing, the more tyre wear you have and the slower you get per lap, because you're not able to take the faster lines. And it's amazing with this game actually, where I do feel that when I get a new set of tyres on, actually I get quick again. I for a little while can push quite well. Again, in the multiplayer, although I can push quite well, you can see that I'm never going to be winning it, but you do feel and notice a difference. So thank you very much for watching this particular video. Do remember to subscribe to the channel, and you can follow me on Twitter @TheRealTomTom. So until the next video, thanks very much for watching.